On Sunday, July 22nd, Tampa police murdered 16-year-old Javon Neal. According to witnesses, two cops gunned Javon down after running up behind him at the top of a staircase. Calvin Robinson stood behind the police as they pumped bullet after bullet into the teenager.
Actually, me and him met at the bottom of the stairs coming up, and we got right between coming up on the stairs, coming up between the second floor and the third floor. We was right in the middle of the second and third floor. The officers told us to freeze. And by the time I stepped on the third floor, I just seen him start shooting. I didn't see no gun, or I didn't see him pull out no gun or nothing like that. And that was the end of it. He dropped. I mean, they didn't stop shooting until he hit the ground. I didn't see no gun. Not when we was all out there. Nobody ain't seen no gun all this time, because everybody was all up here. Everybody was all right up in here. And you know, because everybody want to come up here and see what's going on with him. But after that, after the officers was standing over about, I say about 2 minutes, 3 minutes later after they shot him, you see officers just come everywhere. They had to run back, and then when they came in, then they had to run back, then go get they paint guns or whatever, they guns, whatever, just for crowds, for the crowds to try to put us back. Right. Other than that, I didn't see no gun. And all I just watched him from the time they shot him, he leaned over against the rail, like, he leaned over here, and then he went over here, and they started just capping him, to the point he turned and just went like this, on the park right there. So the first two were parking right there.
According to neighbors, as 16-year-old Javon Neal lay dying, police refused to allow anybody to give him CPR.
He had one arm against the wall and the other hand on his chest. And I asked him, can I please see who he is? He might be my nephew. And he turned around and said, him? I said, yes. And he left the rope thing up. And I couldn't see him from the back, so I walked around to his face. When I recognized who he was, I was so in shock till I couldn't say his name. But I screamed, somebody please get his mom. Please get his mom. Can I please stay here with him, hold his hand or something? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh my God, and my friends. She was like, can I give him CPR? Can I hold his hand? And when I screamed, Jesus, he breathed and he dropped his hand. He died up here. He didn't die in the hospital. God knows he did. That baby died right. And when we asked him to check on the baby, his way of checking on the child, he took his feet and he kicked him. That's the way he did it. They didn't do nothing for him. Nothing. And this child was asking for help. Please, somebody help. And they stood there. One was standing up and the other one was standing down there. They didn't do nothing. They let that baby die up here, and they cut all his clothes off, and they took him out of him butt naked. They disrespected him, and they disrespect his family, and that's not right. Because if he was white, they'd bring Moses down to save him, and they didn't do that. They didn't do that, and they started getting violent with the neighbors, with the people. It was a madhouse. When they could have just given him CPR, they lied. They didn't do that, baby.
He was still breathing. He was panting fast.
To get him CPR.
She was begging to get CPR. They was panting fast. He was panting fast. Then they just sitting there and we like, can y'all please give him some help? Somebody let him get some help. Give him some kind of help. And the police officer said we can't go to him. Can't nobody go to him. And they just standing around ununiformed, undercovers, or what you call vice here. They was just standing around looking at him like and telling us to get back, and we can't go.
You want me to tell you how they check his see was still breathing?
Check this out.
They kicked.
They nudged and slipped.
I said, can y'all at least check his vital signs something?
She was begging
like this.
She was begging.
My baby was already dead. I saw him taking his last breath. I beg him. He told me, excuse my language, back the fuck up.
They wouldn't even let the mother come upstairs and identify the child. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. And that's sad. Her child, she couldn't hold him and tell him she...
As Javon Neal's mother came to see her dying child, police drew a gun on her.
When I went downstairs to go get his mom, she was standing right here. She swung down there. She was standing right here in the corner. She said, She asked me, she already knew who it was, so I asked, can I take her upstairs? The police told me no, so I cussed the police out, basically telling them, you know, can I please take her upstairs to where her kid is, that's her son. He told me no, can't nobody go up there. He draw the gun on us and told us no, can't nobody go up there. And several times everybody asked, there was another girl, which is her daughter-in-law, actually grabbed her hand and walked past the police and told me, this is her son, I'm taking her up there. And when she got to the top stairs, she fell back.
Hey, guys.
After gunning down young Javon Neal, police then turned on the gathering crowd of Africans, firing so-called non-lethal weapons at the people who displayed righteous anger at the murder of the teenager. The murder of Javon Neal comes at a time of heightened police attacks on African communities throughout the U.S. Just 2 days after Javon's murder by Tampa police, Dallas, Texas police gunned down 31-year-old James Harper, and Anaheim, California has been rocked in the last week by several days of rebellions after 2 police murders there. In addition, another African was killed by Clearwater, Florida police this week, and recent police chases in the city of St. Petersburg have resulted in multiple injuries and damages in African communities, including the crashing of a city bus into an apartment in the middle of an African community. In addition, one of the cops who murdered Javon Neal, Gregory Pryor, had previously killed another unarmed man just months ago. These growing police attacks on African communities everywhere are part of a long history of containment by police. Police function as an occupying army in the African community, terrorizing African people and serving as a first line of defense against the people's struggle for peace, dignity, and the right to control our own lives. The murdering of an African youth and the taking of his naked body out is not only an assault on the community, but an assault on the dignity of the community. The police who murdered Javon Neal should be charged with murder and reparations paid to his family.